Good day, Delaware National Guard, and welcome to the June 2014 edition of the DNG News. I'm here at the brand new, state-of-the-art Armed Forces Reserve Center. Not only is this the new Joint Force Headquarters, it's also the home of the Delaware Navy Reserve. Following May's drill weekend, the packing started, and 1,500 boxes later, nearly everyone and everything was in the new building. Due to the move, the final formation in our Joint Forces Headquarters was held over drill weekend. Can you believe the first formation there was over 30 years ago? My, how time has flown. Just before drill weekend, we hosted the 54th Annual Kiwanis Luncheon. The keynote speaker was our own Lieutenant Colonel Jim Benson, commander of the 198th Expeditionary Signal Battalion. The 287th Army Band performed, and John DeLaterio received the National Guard Association of Delaware Award. The 193rd Regional Training Institute was busy over drill weekend. Brigadier General Scott Chambers was on hand at the Bethany Beach training site to induct the newest members of the Hall of Fame. Congratulations to Colonel Pam Gantz, Chief Warrant Officer 5, retired Roger Perry, Chief Warrant Officer 5, Delaware retired Bill Buss, and Master Sergeant retired Fran Zaborowski, and Master Sergeant retired Dan Susie Sr. Following the Hall of Fame inductions, the 193rd saw a change of responsibility. Command Sergeant Major Don Catalon passed his responsibilities as the Detachment Sergeant Major to Command Sergeant Major Greg Sims. Congratulations to the both of you. I know you'll make me proud in your new assignments. While those events were happening in Bethany Beach, Brigadier General Dave Deputy was leading the greatest band in the land, the 287th Army Band, in the Dover Days Parade. At our Air National Guard base, they're returning to tradition on UTA weekends. Here is Staff Sergeant Nathan Bright to tell us more.
When you are at the Newcastle Air National Guard base near the end of the day on a drill weekend and see people standing around, know that it is for a good reason. 166th Airlift Wing Commander Colonel Michael Feely recently reinstituted a long-held military tradition, and May's drill saw the results. It is the retreat ceremony, wherein the U.S. flag is lowered at the end of the duty day and proper respects are paid. Different squadrons will be tasked each day of unit training assemblies to perform the ceremony. The ceremony includes lowering the flag and rendering salute in formation, then folding the flag and presenting it to the base commander. All personnel on base, military and civilian, are expected to honor the colors during the ceremony by stopping and facing the flag while the national anthem is played. Those in uniform face the direction of the flag and salute. Those driving on base should safely pull over and park during the music. The ceremony is conducted at 15:30 each UTA.
Over drilling throughout the month, soldiers and airmen were not only busy up and down the state, but also outside of the state. We were fortunate enough to send 2 teams of marksmen to the Winston P. Wilson matches. Here is Staff Sergeant Wendy McDougall with the story.
Watch and shoot! Watch and shoot!
Top marksmen from the Delaware National Guard represent the state at the 43rd Winston P. Wilson Championship matches. The competition runs for 5 days and tests the marksmanship skills of the finest military marksmen in the world. This year, 8 members of the Delaware National Guard are participating in the championship matches.
The selection process is just based on performance, team fit, everything that you could possibly think of in order to build a great team.
Each state can send 2 teams to participate. However, half of Alpha Team must be novice shooters who have never competed in the matches on an Alpha Team. Being a novice shooter representing the Delaware National Guard at such a prestigious event is an accomplishment in itself.
It was quite a privilege to be selected as a member of the Delaware team. It gives us a chance to showcase and highlight what our training programs back home have done for us and validate all the levels of support we get to have the training we need to be successful here.
That feeling is echoed by marksmen who have represented Delaware in previous Winston P. Wilson matches.
The best part of the experience is seeing shooters from all around the world, seeing how they compete, different techniques. You learn a lot here that you can take back to your state and show other shooters to make them better shooters. So really, honestly, the Wilson matches are like a big shooting clinic. Yes, it's a competition, but more importantly, it's a training opportunity. And that, to make the most of it, you need to learn what you can from the other shooters and take it back to your own state.
Each team competing has a team captain that coordinates practice sessions, reviews the marksmanship tasks, and helps foster team cohesion. Once the teams arrive and begin the competition, they become an even more cohesive unit, celebrating success and talking through mishaps.
Usually in the past, we get somewhere between 2 and 3 days, so 6 days is good. You get a chance to meet each other, and we train both teams together, all 8 folks, and we got some support from Sergeant Greenplate and Sergeant Schrader up at the marksmanship unit, as well as other folks they're not on the teams. They didn't come with us, but they helped train us. Also, we make sure we have team meetings. We make sure we get together every night just to review what happened and what's going to happen the next day in the matches. So cohesion's great. We've got a great group here.
Throughout the various legs of the state, national, and regional competitions, marksmen earn points toward becoming a distinguished shooter in rifle, pistol, or both.
Well, a distinguished pistol shot or distinguished rifleman is somebody who has earned at least 30 leg points. They call them leg points. They're actually EIC, Excellence in Competition credit points.
Even though Delaware is a small state, the Guard has several distinguished shooters, both rifle and pistol. Reporting from Little Rock, Arkansas, I'm Staff Sergeant Wendy McDougall.
Thank you, Staff Sergeant McDougall, and congratulations to Bravo team on your 3rd place win in the infantry team match, and to Sergeant First Class Vic Consiglio for earning the Chief's 50 badge. Later in the month was the premier event of the year, the All Ranks Military Ball. Thanks to everyone who attended, making it a record-setting year with nearly 1,000 attendees. It was great to see my military family dressed to the nines, having a great time. Thanks again for making this the best military ball yet. Before we talk about all the Memorial Day events, here's Staff Sergeant Nathan Bright to tell us why soldiers and airmen were at the Bethany Beach training site last week.
About 50 Guard soldiers and airmen from 19 states were at Bethany Beach training site for the Counter-Drug Task Force's Northeast Workshop. The workshop brings together counter-drug coordinators and others from Wisconsin to Maine to Virginia to hear presentations from subject matter experts from other agencies and other states.
The presenters get to not only give their message to the whole the region as a whole, they get to ensure that it's a consistent message, that everybody's getting the same information, and they also get the feedback from the field to see what the concerns are of individual states.
As the Northeast Region Chairman puts it,
well, I think it reconnects them to the field. Working in Washington, sometimes if you stay in Washington, you lose touch with what's really happening on the ground in the field. And them coming out here, they get to have personal conversations with different states and understand what exactly is going on in those states.
For participants, the workshop means getting updates on strategies and policies from the White House, National Guard Bureau, and other agencies.
Well, hopefully the most important thing they get out of it is networking with the other states, because every state is different. You learn best practices that you may not have considered in different areas of your program. So that's the most important thing I believe they get out of it.
Counter-drug task forces use the National Guard's unique status as citizen soldiers and airmen to work with law enforcement agencies and community organizations and schools to reduce the supply and demand for illegal drugs.
Well, it's important because it's still a huge problem. Substance abuse is still a huge problem throughout the country, and every state has a different level of threat and vulnerabilities, but the threat is still there, and so it's important that we remain engaged. The National Guard, as in every facet of what the National Guard does, is the most efficient organization at engaging with communities and helping in community problems.
Since this is the first time Delaware has hosted the workshop for the region, it was important to select the proper location.
Well, Bethany Beach is a wonderful training facility, and it's kind of the best kept secret, the best kept venue in the National Guard. So we wanted to highlight what Delaware has to offer, wanted to highlight what we have here in a jewel of a training center here at Bethany Beach.
We rounded out the month with several Memorial Day events. Soldiers and airmen participated in parades, provided firing details and honor guards, and some even spoke at their hometown events. I participated in several events myself, offering words of remembrance for those lost, and thanks to those who continue, to all of you for your continued service to the Delaware National Guard. And thanks to those of you who took time out of your weekend to support the various events. Well, that's all we have for this month. Thank you for all you do for our community, our state, and our nation. May God bless you, those deployed in harm's way, and may He continue to bless these great United States of America.